Hello, welcome back to the studio. This week, this video is a little bit shorter, actually a lot shorter than my usual videos. Halfway through my filming week, I ended up getting sick. So this is just the clips and bits of clips that I was able to get before I got sick. So this is actually me at 6 o'clock in the morning. That's why it's so dark. I ended up I could tell I was getting sick because I was starting to wake up at random hours and not being able to go back to sleep. The positive of that is that I ended up finishing the pattern collection that we worked on for the last studio vlog that I ended up kind of leaving you hanging for. But I finished the entire collection. It's amazing. You will actually see it in this. And then once I finished the collection, it's always a good idea to make sales sheets for your collections. So for this collection, I actually ended up making 2 different colorways. So an almost lighter version of the main hero print, as well as the darker version, which you would have seen in last week's studio vlog. But I wanted to make a sales sheet. That way, if you do want to license it and send it out to companies to possibly for them to license it, they kind of expect, it's an industry standard, to have a sales sheet. So right here you can see both colorways. I'm just looking at both to make sure they both are kind of cohesive. They look good together. You want things that are different but clearly still work together as a cohesive collection. You can tell I'm getting sick because I am basically living in a blanket. I was just trying to get work done as I had energy, just not really growing anything, but keeping the ball moving. Another thing that is new that I really like that I'm doing is creating the single pattern, but having my logo and just all of my contact information, including the name of the pattern collection. So for this one, it's Hidden Places because I have nocturnal animals and elements of nature that you may not necessarily see all the time. So creating artwork out of the veins of a leaf and having the nocturnal animals that you probably wouldn't necessarily see if you were out camping and just not really purposefully paying attention to your surroundings. You may not notice some of these things, and that's where the collection idea kind of came from. But I have been liking having the single pattern with my logo and my contact information. I also still make things like mock-ups. So for this one, you can see it's 3 fabric rolls, and it will have the hero, a blender, and then a secondary pattern with, of course, as usual, my logo and my website. That way, if people are interested in seeing the entire collection, they can just click that link and it's there. But what I love about having the logos and my contact info is when I add them to sites like Pinterest or even Instagram, if someone is interested in having my art, it's there. And no one can really take that logo off of the image without also cutting off half of the pattern. So just food for thought. If you do make patterns, this is a really good way. You can never 100% cut off people stealing your artwork, but there is ways to kind of mitigate that. Once I finished making things for Pinterest and Instagram, I moved on to adding these patterns to my Society 6 shop as well as my Spoonflower shop. Not all of my patterns for this collection made it onto my Society 6, just some of them only work on certain products versus others. They work better on a variety of products. But my Spoonflower, once I uploaded all of the collection to it, I realized I had enough to do what Spoonflower calls a fill a yard, which is just a yard of fabric. You can put 48 designs on it. And with Spoonflower, you have to proof your patterns before they allow you to actually sell on their website. So the cheapest and easiest way that a lot of people do it is buying a yard of fabric, fill a yard, which is putting the 48 of your patterns onto that yard. And then that way it's 48 designs that can go live immediately. So that is what I did. It should definitely be in by the next studio vlog, so I will open it with you, do a little unboxing, and then just explain in more detail if you are interested in selling your artwork on Spoonflower. I by no means am an expert on Spoonflower, but I have had a few sales and I know how to talk about the overall process of what you need to get started. So if that sounds interesting, that will be part of next week's studio vlog. But like I said, this is all I have for this week. I'm so sorry it's so short. I am feeling much better. Thank you for all of the well wishes and comments that I received on YouTube and on Instagram. I really appreciate it. I felt the love this week. But yes, that will be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.